The flu, a yearly nuisance for most, but did you realize it once killed more people than World War One? Today we're exploring how one family's encounter with Fran the flu reveals surprising insights about this deceptively dangerous virus.
Wow, that's a chilling comparison. I had no idea the flu could be so deadly. What made this particular family's experience so noteworthy?
Well, it's fascinating how the virus moved through their household like a perfectly timed relay race. It started with their 3 year old running a dangerously high fever of 103 to 104 degrees. Then, just as the child began to recover, the mother fell ill, working telemedicine shifts between bouts of complete exhaustion. Finally, it reached their daughter.
Hmm, it's almost as if the virus had a strategy. How did they manage to care for each other with everyone getting sick?
That's exactly what makes this case so interesting. The sequential nature of the infections allowed them to care for each other in turn. But here's what really caught my attention: their approach to treatment was remarkably simple. No antiviral medications, just rest, water, emergency, and a mixture of warm water with honey and lemon.
They basically let nature take its course? That seems risky, especially given how dangerous the flu can be.
Well, you're right to be cautious. The 1918 flu pandemic killed between 50 to 100 million people worldwide, earning it the grim title of greatest medical holocaust in history. Many of those deaths were actually from secondary bacterial pneumonia, which shows how a seemingly simple flu can cascade into something much more serious.
Oh, wow, that's terrifying. So, how does the flu actually work in our bodies? It seems like there's a lot more going on than just feeling awful for a few days.
That's a great question. The influenza virus is surprisingly sneaky. It actually hides in your body for 1 to 4 days before symptoms appear. Even more interesting and concerning is that you're actually contagious 24 to 48 hours before you even feel sick. That's why it spreads so effectively.
Hmm, that explains a lot. So, it's like a stealth attacker. What happens once it really takes hold?
Well, once it gets going, it's quite the invader. The virus can cause viral shedding for an average of 4.8 days, sometimes up to 10 days in people with weakened immune systems. And the symptoms? They're comprehensive: fever, body aches, fatigue, headache, eye pain, and that characteristic cough. But here's something many people don't realize: there's actually a term for that lingering weakness after the flu.
Really? What's it called?
It's called post influenza asthenia, and it can leave people feeling weak and easily fatigued for weeks after the actual virus has cleared. But what's really concerning are the potential complications that can develop during the active infection. We're talking pneumonia, muscle inflammation, even heart issues in some cases.
That's scary stuff. You mentioned earlier that this family used a lot of natural remedies. Is there any actual science behind those approaches?
Absolutely. Well, here's what the research says. A 1978 study showed that hot water and chicken soup increased mucus velocity more effectively than cold water. They also found that garlic and onions have natural antiseptic properties that can boost the immune system. And get this, there's a fascinating vitamin D connection too.
Oh, how does vitamin D factor into all this?
Research shows that people with lower vitamin D levels tend to have poorer pulmonary function when fighting respiratory infections. That's why taking 400 to 1000 IU daily during and after infection can be beneficial. But what's really intriguing is the role of proper hydration.
You mean just drinking water?
Exactly. But we're talking about a lot of water. The recommendation is for a gallon daily, which seems excessive, but there's solid science behind it. It's about maintaining proper mucus consistency and supporting cellular function. When fighting a virus, your body needs extra hydration to support immune response and help flush out toxins. Plus, there's evidence that proper hydration can actually help reduce histamine levels. So, water helps thin out thick mucus so you can cough it up more easily. Your body's immune system works better when you drink plenty of water, just like a car engine needs oil to run smoothly. When you're sick with the flu, drinking water helps flush out germs and keeps your body strong. other supplements and herbs that can help one's immune system when sick with influenza include vitamin C. Now, this vitamin helps your body's fighter cells work better to attack flu germs. It's like giving your immune system's army better weapons to fight off invaders. You can get vitamin C from oranges and other fruits or from supplements. Then there is honey, which coats your throat like a warm, soothing blanket to help stop coughing. Natural chemicals in honey fight germs and reduce swelling in your throat. But remember, babies under 1 year old should never have honey. Garlic contains a powerful compound that helps kill germs and boost your immune system. It works like a natural antibiotic to fight infection and reduce how long you're sick. You can eat it fresh or take it as a supplement. Zinc helps stop flu viruses from multiplying in your body, like putting up a shield. Taking zinc lozenges can make your cold or flu shorter and less severe. It works best when you start taking it as soon as you feel sick. Echinacea comes. This flower helps your body make more white blood cells, which are like tiny soldiers that fight germs. When you take echinacea early in your sickness, it can help you get better faster. Nigella sativa oil, also called black seed oil, helps reduce inflammation and fight viruses in your body. It's like having a natural medicine that both attacks the flu virus and helps your body feel better. Lastly is Panax ginseng. This root helps wake up special cells in your body that fight off viruses. Think of it like a coach giving your immune system a pep talk to work harder against the flu.
That's fascinating. So, what about more modern approaches? Did this family use any over the counter medications?
Interestingly, they mostly stuck to natural remedies, but they were prepared to use pharmaceuticals if needed. They had a really balanced approach, combining traditional wisdom with modern medical knowledge. For instance, they knew about options like Tamiflu, but also relied on natural supports like honey, zinc, and vitamin C.
It sounds like they found a sweet spot between respecting the serious nature of influenza while maintaining a practical, evidence based approach to treatment.
Exactly right. And that's perhaps the most valuable lesson here. Effective healthcare often isn't about choosing between natural and modern approaches, but rather about understanding how to use both appropriately. It's about being prepared rather than paranoid.
So, what would you say are the key takeaways from this family's experience with Fran the flu?
Well, first and foremost, it's crucial to understand that while the flu is common, it can be potentially dangerous. Monitoring symptoms carefully is key. Secondly, a combination of rest, hydration, and careful symptom management can be highly effective. Thirdly, don't underestimate the power of simple remedies like honey and warm water, but be prepared to seek medical help if symptoms worsen.
And I suppose it's also important to remember that prevention is better than cure, right?
Absolutely. This case study really demonstrates how modern understanding of influenza has evolved since the 1918 pandemic, while showing that sometimes the simplest approaches, rest, hydration, and careful monitoring, remain fundamentally important.
Well, this has certainly given me a new perspective on the flu. It's not just a few days of feeling awful, it's a complex virus that requires respect and careful management.
You've got it. And as we wrap up, I think it's important to emphasize that while we shouldn't live in fear of flu season, we should approach it with informed caution. Understanding the virus, knowing how to manage symptoms, and being prepared can make all the difference. After all, knowledge is the best medicine when it comes to facing down Fran the flu or any other viral invader.